The major problem in India is awareness. I'm born in Kashmir.
How has that really shaped your perspective on life, and how has that made you to the person that you think you are today?
हम एक रेफ्यूजी कैंप में थे 7 साल.
How do you think parents can really address that at the children, and how do you think schools can address that?
But then if you feel that you have seen some big short offices and you want to start with that flashy lifestyle,
When you made this shift of moving from a corporate job and starting EcoKari,
so eco has been taken from the word eco-friendly. That's what we are trying to do, is conserving the environment. And Kari from the Karigar.
welcome to Building Bharat. Today we are meeting someone super amazing. Nandan ji is the founder and director for EcoKari. He's left his cushioned corporate job and come into social entrepreneurship. And today we are going to explore from his lens how life has shaped his journey, and we're going to learn from that. Thank you, Nandan ji, for being on Building Bharat.
Thank you for having me here.
And everyone would love to understand how your journey has been, what led you to EcoKari.
Okay.
I'm aware that you come from Jammu, and you've had lots of hardship in your early years, and how that has how that has led to you doing the work that you do today.
Yes. So I'm born in Kashmir. So is a part of Jammu and Kashmir. So कश्मीर के एक छोटे से गांव में बारामुल्ला का डिस्ट्रिक्ट है. सो आई एम फ्रॉम पटन एंड वहां से भी एक छोटा सा गांव है. So basically the family was into apple business. And during 90s the turmoil happened in the valley. So Hindu community had to move out, and since business family the apples में थे, so we couldn't take the orchids with us. So the family struggled heavily. And we were actually living on government grants पे for good 5-6 साल, and living in that refugee tents. अगर आपने देखे होंगे तो हम एक रेफ्यूजी कैंप में थे 7 साल. So first till 5th मेरी एजुकेशन कश्मीर में हुई है, because I was there. And then 6th से लेके 12th I was in Jammu for my basic education. लैंग्वेज का अगर आप देखेंगे तो 1st to 5th कश्मीर का 3rd लैंग्वेज इज उर्दू. तो मैंने उर्दू पढ़ी है. देन जम्मू में आई मूव टू केंद्रीय विद्यालय, जहाँ पे 3rd लैंग्वेज आपका हिंदी है. सो इट वाज कम्प्लीटली, तो मेरे को अभी भी मात्राओं का इशू होता है, बिकॉज आपके बिल्डिंग वाले टाइम पे जब वो सिखाया जाता है बच्चों को, आई हैवंट गॉन थ्रू दैट, बट समहाउ मैनेज्ड इट. एंड देन मेरा इंजीनियरिंग मैंने बॉम्बे से किया हुआ है, मुंबई फादर एंगल बैंड्रा बैंडस्टैंड is where I have passed out from my grads. Then Mumbai was getting costly to survive because it's a costly city. So simply moved to Pune so that I can manage my cost, and did my PG in management, which is MBA in marketing and sales. And then worked for a decade and a half in a lot of corporates. And I think 2013-14 में is when I started my own. I started as a CSR consultant. Did that for a couple of years, and उसके बाद में it was getting a little boring and monotonous as a consultant, because you have to write a report, submit it to the company or to the NGO whom you're working with, and then you have no control over what's happening with that. So but luckily this project happened क्योंकि हम ने कहीं पर देखा कि हो रहा है, and we thought that we can take this project to the next level. That's why when 2015 में we started this project. And then तब से लेके अब तक कर ही रहे हैं. We're still struggling, but we're still doing.
So it has been an interesting journey for you, and that life of a refugee camp for some years. How has that really shaped your perspective on life, and how has that made you to the person that you think you are today?
शेप होता ही है हर एक फेज में लाइफ में. एंड आई थिंक मेरा फॉर्मेटिव टाइम था, मतलब किसी भी बच्चे का जब आप मतलब 10 से 17 साल इज व्हेन दे स्टार्ट फॉर्मिंग देयर ओपिनियंस, वो सब. एंड देन यू सी लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स हैपनिंग अक्रॉस, एंड वो छोटे से रिसोर्सेज में आपको जीना होता है. सो इट शेप्ड मी टेक्निकली कि हमको इतने में ही जीना है तो इतने में ही करना है. बट व्हाट इट अगेन शेप्ड वाज कि एजुकेशन इज इम्पोर्टेंट. कश्मीर में एजुकेशन वाजंट इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर अस, क्योंकि होता ही था कि तेरे को पढ़ लिख के करना है क्या है कि अगर बिजनेस ही करना है, फैमिली बिजनेस, सो यू शुड लर्न दैट मच वेयर यू कैन मेक चालान्स एंड डू हिसाब, बेसिक हिसाब. एजुकेशन वाजंट completely into it. But Jammu mein it got into that zone कि no, you have to study and you have to excel. So that's where that shift happened कि engineering के लिए जाना है, MBA करना है. But फिर वही था कि कुछ ना कुछ खुद का करना है, so that's how it shaped. But one more thing is that अगर आप देखेंगे, nobody actually talks about it. कश्मीरी हिंदू कम्युनिटी में 100% लिटरेसी अभी भी है. It used to be then when we migrated, and it's still there. So is the community which has, for example, अभी भी आपको शादी नहीं मिलेगी if you are not graduate or not post graduate. That's the basic criteria for a girl, not for the boy. Boy का अलग ही criteria रहते हैं कि एटलीस्ट पढ़ा लिखा है और काम कर रहा है क्या कुछ. But लड़की should be post graduate technically before she gets into any marriage. उनको मिलता ही नहीं है. It is difficult for most of the Kashmiris to get shadi if they are not educated well enough.
Right.
So वो एक हुआ है.
Yeah, interesting. And you're also a trekker and
yes,
very closely connected to
the nature. Yeah.
And even we see that in Ecokari, and that is your mechanism to clean up nature and
yes,
preserve it. So how do you think that really came into being inside you?
So trekking was a pivotal point for me as a person where the shift happened. So दो तीन shifts है. One is that I'll finish the trekking part first. So I started trekking when I actually came to Pune for my education. So was fortunate enough that the friend circle whom I was studying was heavily into trekking into Sahyadris. मतलब most of the ghats which you see, Shivaji Maharaj के जितने भी ghats थे. So I will not say I have done all of them, but then majority of the treks which are into that circuit, so we have done that. And uske baad Himalayan treks was obviously the next progression is Himalayan treks. But what has happened over the period of time, I'm saying that I'm pretty old. So 2002-2003 mein I started my MBA.
Okay.
So at that time Pune was still not an IT hub. It was exploding but not exploded yet. So mountains, treks, they were still pretty clean क्योंकि लोग ट्रैक करने जाते थे, as a tourist नहीं जाते थे. It wasn't a weekend activity till then.
Yeah.
So which now it is कि Saturday Sunday वापस आके जाते हैं. So but over the period what we had seen that कि वो paths में क्या हो रहा है कि that people are coming, they are dumping the waste and then moving out. But what has happened that plastic bottles, glass bottles, alcohol के bottles, they still get picked because they fetch money. There's a commercial aspect to it. आपको अभी भी रास्ते पे कभी भी bottle नहीं दिखेगी. Okay. Because you fetch money. Okay.
Somebody can sell it and
sell it and make money out of it.
Got it.
For example, अगर किसी ने एक दिन में भी उठाया 20-25-30 किलो भी लेके जाता है, they make 300-400 रुपए a day, which is sufficient for that person to survive for a day.
Yeah.
But what happens with the plastic bags or the soft plastic, which is MLPs, one is that there's no commercial value attached to it. Second, which is against it, is the volume to weight ratio is high. Which means कि अगर आपने एक बड़ा सा बोरा उठाया गनी बैग जिसमें वो लेके जाते हैं, they start stuffing plastic into it. It will be hardly couple of kgs, maybe 4 kilo, 5 kilo max. But plastic at the end is paid by kg, not by the volume.
Got it.
मैं अगर प्लास्टिक आपसे खरीदूंगा, I'll buy it क्योंकि मेरे को अगर उसके साइकिल करना है, it will eventually get into the weight. So they cannot make money out of it. So वो इसीलिए आपको हमेशा जब भी आप रास्ते पे देखोगे सिर्फ प्लास्टिक बैग्स दिखेंगे, बिस्किट पैकेट्स दिखेंगे, चिप्स पैकेट्स दिखेंगे. You'll never see bottles. So that was a point of discussion when we thought कि इसके साथ कुछ कर सकते हैं. And then जब हम ये CSR के प्रोजेक्ट्स कर रहे थे, so this project was already being done in one of the areas, and that's why we thought कि can we take it to the higher space. So this was the pivotal point of me getting into this kind of a business. The second motivation, if you're asking me, is actually coming from the refugee camps. Why we're doing it, because कि मैंने शायद गरीबी नजदीक से देखी हुई है. I have seen it closely, and what I feel that if you give opportunities to the person who wants to get out of it, so they might come out of it. So that's why giving opportunity of livelihood to women became a pivotal part of Eco-Recovery also. क्योंकि जब आप किसी को एक एक्स्ट्रा लाइवलीहुड देते हो, मोस्टली वुमेन को, so it becomes an extra income to the whole family. क्योंकि बच्चों की पढ़ाई हो जाती है अच्छे स्कूल्स में, आपको सेविंग्स हो जाती है, अलग अलग चीजें आनी चालू हो जाती है घर पे. So these are the two basic things which have actually motivated me. And if you see Ecokari ka bhi, so these are the two basic missions which we are still working on.
Correct.
So Ecokari, अगर आप देखेंगे तो combination of two words है, eco and kari. So eco has been taken from the word eco-friendly. That's what we are trying to do, is conserving the environment. And kari from the karigar. So which is enabling the livelihood through karigars. So that's how the formation of Ecokari came into the play.
Very interesting. And how do you see, like, you know, today's education and society's fabric is largely changing.
Yes.
Things are changing with AI coming in, with you know, like you said, that over time those trekking spots became weekend spots, and
Yes.
the
Garbage
nature
spots.
of the nature of the thing changed, right?
Yes.
And similarly, the social fabric of the country is changing. And how do you see that there's more need of awareness in children for you know, sustainability? And with the space that you are in right now, how would you like schools to educate children for sustainability? What do you think? I also know that you do some initiatives with schools.
We do.
And what do you do around that? And how do you think schools should be thinking about it? How do you think parents should be thinking about their children growing up?
So I will take this question in two different, because there were a lot of questions into one.
Yeah.
So let's bifurcate and start with awareness. So the major problem in India is awareness. The basic example I can give you is, for example, I drive bike.
Yeah.
तो मैं सिग्नल पे रुका हूँ, मेरे सामने कोई थूकेगा. The moment you start asking क्यों थूका, he will say कि तेरे को क्या प्रॉब्लम है.
Correct.
And they will get in the fight.
Yeah.
But उसके पीछे अगर आप समझना चाहोगे, it is because he doesn't understand or he has no knowledge that what he is doing is wrong. For him, उसने थूका तेरे को, तेरे पे थोड़ी थूका. He doesn't know that it can create a lot of other things. मतलब is a India image is also at stake. कि कोई foreigner उसके सामने तुम थूक रहे हो, उसके सामने garbage डाल रहे हो. So awareness is the basic issue across India. And if I dig deeper, it actually is with the educated families also. Let me ask you a very basic simple question. सुबह सफाई वाला आता, आप किस में देते हो उसको अपना कचरा? प्लास्टिक बैग में देते हो ना? And we are educated ones.
Correct.
ठीक है? Simply क्योंकि आपको डस्टबिन धोना नहीं है. That's the only thing. उसको वॉश करना पड़ता है.
Correct.
अगर आपने वेट वेस्ट उसको दिया, तो इसलिए उसको जिसमें पॉलिथीन आया था उसी में आपने बांध के उसको दे दिया.
Right.
Now think about a waste picker who is actually helping close to 200-300 families. उससे ज्यादा ही होता है. तो 300 families का जब वो waste लेके गया है, do you feel that he will take the plastic out and food out? He will never do it. उसके पास time ही नहीं है.
Correct.
So eventually it comes from the educated ones, and bottom of the pyramid में और ही time लगता है because they are on the survival. You cannot expect sustainability from them क्योंकि sustainability as of now is privilege in India. So let's accept that fact. दूसरा, awareness हम जैसे छोटे मोटे startups जितना कर पाते कर लेंगे, but it is and it has to come from the government only. I keep giving this example a lot. If you remember, India population जब बहुत ही ज़्यादा surge हो रहा था in 1970s या 60s के बाद में, so the government started awareness of हम दो हमारे दो. If you still go into any village, you will see the पंचायत की दीवार पे लिखा हुआ बच्चे दो ही अच्छे, all those slogans still.
Yeah.
So we're still growing at 2.1 or 2.2. That's what the data is as of now. So which makes it more than 50 years. Amazing number of funds being pumped into it.
Yeah.
And we are still growing. So plastic awareness has started from 10 years. I'm not saying that government hasn't done it. They have done it. But it will still take good amount of time for that to percolate to the bottom of the pyramid or across India.
Yeah.
So that was the awareness part of it.
Yeah, and then there are different cities, you know, if you go to an Indore, you will not see a lot of plastic on the road.
Yes.
But then in a city like Pune, you will
see it everywhere.
Right?
Yeah. So थोड़ा सा प्रशासन का issue है. मतलब if you see that is the implementation, rules are everywhere. Same here. Plastic is banned here, plastic is banned there also. But then the implementation is where it is happening. So Indore is doing amazingly good in managing their waste and then segregating it and even recycling to it.
Yeah.
So that's why it is, I think, 5 साल से number 1, the cleanest city of India.
Yes.
I think more than 5 years now.
Yeah.
So back to back हर साल होता है वो. सो वो अवेयरनेस का इशू ही आता है, दैट्स मतलब इट्स द सिटीज। मेरे को लगता है कि गवर्नमेंट से ज्यादा वो हम जैसे लोग, मतलब नॉर्मल सिटीजन्स का ही इशू है कि दैट हम अपने घर को बहुत ज्यादा साफ रखते हैं पर घर के सामने वो कचरा उठा के फेंकते हैं, एंड देन वी फील दैट कि इट्स समबडी एल्सेस ड्यूटी टू टेक इट।
करेक्ट।
बट देन गवर्नमेंट के पास भी रिसोर्सेज कम है, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट आल्सो कि वो सारी चीजें हैं। Now the second part of question, I'm just trying to remember what was the second part of the question, was about the schools.
Yes.
So we do a lot as per मतलब जितनी हमारे resources, so we do it lot of जैसे कल या परसों एक स्कूल आने वाला है, so they will come, they will have be here with artisans for 3-4 घंटा, then they move back, and that's what we do with them. Then we do a lot of online sessions with the schools, kids के साथ में, where we tell them to आपका जो भी प्लास्टिक है वो घर से बचा के रखो, गिव इट टू द स्कूल एंड स्कूल गिव्स दिस टू अस। मतलब महीने में एक बार आ जाता है, आई कैन शो यू अराउंड, उसमें है वो स्कूल्स के कुछ आते हैं, बॉम्बे के 2-3 स्कूल्स हैं व्हिच सेंड अस प्लास्टिक एवरी मंथ फ्रॉम देम। सो अवेयरनेस इज एक्चुअली, एंड वन मोर थिंग इट इज कि हमारी जनरेशन या फिर आपकी जनरेशन इज द जनरेशन व्हिच इज स्किल्ड इट। हम कोई वो यूज एंड थ्रो की आदत लगी है। हमारे ऊपर पेरेंट्स जो थे, दे यूज्ड टू हैव देयर ओन कैरी बैग सब्जी लाने के टाइम पे, and at least we should expect that कि हमारे नीचे वाली generation should go back to that. तो उसके लिए बहुत सारा awareness करना पड़ेगा with the schools and college where they are coming out.
Yeah, but like you said that a lot of educated families
Also
and
do it.
वहाँ पर ही ज़्यादा problem होती है.
होती है।
So they are aware.
They are aware.
They are aware, but
there's no willingness to do it.
हाँ, so where is that willingness really dying out? What do you think is going behind? I'm sure you've thought a lot about all of those things. So how do you think parents can really address that first at the children, and how do you think schools can address that?
So what I'll give you some data.
Yeah.
So पहले world level का data, for example West produces close to 110 से 120 kg per person per year of plastic waste. India is still on 7-8 kilo per person per year, which is 1/10 actually less than that of what they are producing. So what's happening in India is, what is against us is the amount of the population we are setting on. मतलब आप 140 billion पे अगर बैठे हो, 7 किलो still becomes huge amount what UK might be producing. Second part ये है कि if you dig down in the India maybe data पे, you will see metros and sub-metros are producing 10 to 20 times what tier 2, tier 3 city is producing waste. Now उसमें भी आप एक subsect अगर करोगे data का, is that the person with the higher income produces more waste than the person with the low income. Simply जब आपके पास income आती है, for example आपके या मेरे पास में, आप Zomato, Swiggy, Blinkits, you start using them. Correct. क्योंकि disposable income है, obviously you will see the ease of life, but with the ease of life comes with a lot of waste. आपके घर पे आ जाता है, so आपका amount might be equal to the waste of the higher income families पे. So ये data points are very important to see कि कहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है. So educated families की जो आप बोल रहे थे कि वो क्यों नहीं कर रहे, what I feel that it is mostly about the willingness of the actually the adults, not the kids. क्योंकि kids को तो mold करना पड़ेगा उनको. So that's why the awareness sessions which we do with the kids is actually telling them to keep the plastic at your home safe. So what happens there is the kid in turn actually educates the family. It's not the other way around. So it is the kid who plays a pivotal role in educating the complete family कि ये plastic बाहर मत फेंको, it will create the waste. Then we have a lot of things कि ऐसे काटना चाहिए, वैसे काटना चाहिए. Like अगर आपने वो triangle काटा तो उसको फेंकोगे तो वो कभी वापस नहीं आएगा. So these kind of basic things which we need to tell kids, and then they educate. क्योंकि आप घर पे जब plastic bags भी रखते हो, it is always clean. Just remember that. एक थैली में डाल के रखते हैं ना, क्योंकि तो clean ही होता है. Plastic जब घर से बाहर जाता है is one of the dirtiest things.
Very interesting. What you're saying is that it is a trade-off between the the way of life and like ease of life and
yes.
Right.
And the disposable income जितना भी आता है आपके पास में, so you start consuming more plastic.
Correct.
क्योंकि processed food आना चालू हो जाता है. Then जितना पैसा है तो a lot of those fads like
Ah.
keto diets, A diets, O diets, they all come.
They start.
They start coming into your family and all that
So
stuff.
you've like when you started EcoCari, and
Hmm.
I'm sure that you've had to liaison between multiple
Yes.
stakeholders.
Yes.
You've had to bring in the rack pickers, and
Yes.
wahan se you have to probably build a network around that. You will have to build a network around CSR
Yes.
people. You would have to build a network around the karigars.
Hmm.
So what sort of skills do you think would go in setting up a social enterprise like this?
Like this?
Yeah.
बहुत सारा patience. Pahla, the basic is
हाँ.
a lot of patience because there's uncertainty on every path pe, every step pe. Like you rightly mentioned when we started. So the basic problems apart from what regular startups have, the funding and all that stuff, वो तो मतलब common ही है. I'll not go there. So but apart from there, the basic problem with us is getting the plastic in right form. Like जब आप प्लास्टिक देखते हैं तो प्लास्टिक बैग्स में वो सारी चीजें जाती है घर से बाहर जिसमें आप मैं या फिर इवन वेस्ट पिकर हाथ नहीं डालना चाहिएगा. There can be sanitary waste, there can be needles, medical waste, used diapers and all that stuff. So it's below the dignity for anyone to put their hand. So वो हमारे पास भी आता तो we simply rejected क्योंकि हमारे पास कोई भी actually waste picker काम नहीं करते. They're all normal people who are coming here and trying to earn the livelihood. So they are coming from the regular families. तो वो एक सबसे बड़ा problem था, अभी भी है. It's not that it has gone away. It's still there. But now we know a lot of other sources where we can find the plastic. So that's how it is managed as of now. But initially when we had no contacts with the companies or with the waste wholesalers, it was getting literally difficult to find plastic, which we can work with. Second part of it was to creating the artisan. Since the people whom we work with, they come from the regular families and they don't come from the weaving family. In India, weaving is a caste-based job. Okay. So across India, it's a family-based or caste-based job, whatever. See, so the kids learn by seeing the parents doing it, and over the period of time, it takes 10-20 years for them to get perfect. But for us, we had to teach a non-weaving person what weaving is. So that first 6 months when they're not productive, you had to teach them. And it was a loss making for that time because you were not able to produce any products. So that's where some of those, the regular issues from the startup, these were some of those which are particular for this kind of startup. But for the social enterprise, it depends on what kind of social enterprise you are. And I keep telling it to other guys also, or maybe other interviews also, is that India में business करना एक taboo है technically. From the regular families, if you're trying to get into the business, so you have to struggle a lot to convince your parents or the extended family कि क्यों कर रहे हो, क्योंकि आप जॉब है, सेफ्टी नेट है, हर महीने पगार मिलेगी, बिजनेस इज कंप्लीटली वोलेटाइल, यू डोंट नो व्हाट विल हैपन टू यू. राइट. सो एक वो टैबू है. बट उससे बड़ा टैबू जो इंडिया में है इज अगर आपको बिजनेस बंद करके वापस जॉब पे जाना है, क्योंकि देन यू आर अ फेलियर. एंड इन इंडिया इट्स स्टिल फेलियर इज नॉट सेलिब्रेटेड. लाइक आप यूएस में देखोगे या फिर वेस्ट में देखोगे, यू सी दैट वहाँ के रेज्यूमे पे लिखा होता है कि आई हैव स्टार्टेड and did not work and but then you have that experience of a startup. क्योंकि you know कि क्या हुआ है पीछे. प्रोडक्ट नहीं चला बट आदमी की कोई गलती नहीं उस पे. It was that idea which didn't work. It is not that the person failed. It is that idea failed. Correct. And they celebrated. But in India is in a bigger taboo कि अभी वो business बंद करके वापस. So if somebody wants to get into it, be sure about that. And it will be only the founder or the core team who knows that the product is not working. So they all, or even the founder needs to have that guts to close it. Otherwise, they keep dragging it and then it becomes literal thoda sa issue ho jata hai. And I've seen a lot of friends struggling with it.
Very interesting you say this because, you know, failure becoming a taboo is not just in an entrepreneur's life, but it is also in school.
So,
if you're a student, if you're a middle schooler, and if you're not doing well, and failure actually transforms to your parents' identity and your parents' image. And would love to understand, how do you think people should deal with failure, and what can change here?
Okay, just to give you one more, because this has never been asked. I have failed in 11th. मतलब मेरा year down एक ही बार हुआ है life में, and it was in 11th, not in the boards. So 10th I passed, 11th I was on KV, and I took it too lightly. And KVs were very serious with the studies. They failed me.
Okay.
तो मेरे को फिर से 11th करना पड़ा. But that actually, if you ask me, क्योंकि वो मेरे को कभी याद ही नहीं रहता because nobody asked it, it changed me as a person. क्योंकि एक तो झटका लगा, जिनके साथ तुम बचपन से लेके अब तक थे, now they are your seniors. मतलब and that too, you are not so mature enough to deal with it. क्योंकि 11th में 16-17 साल का बच्चा होता है, I think so. And so वो एक point मेरे ख्याल से that made me serious about the life. So I think it's how you take it, how your families actually deal with it. So the best part was my family were supportive at that time कि कोई नहीं, it's not because कि तुझे पढ़ना नहीं आता है कुछ ना, it was that you took it too lightly. And next year actually when I passed in 12th मेरे को distinction था, which was biggest thing in मतलब at that time पे, आजकल तो 70-75 किसी को आते हैं, but हमारे time पे 75 used to be good amount of marks, which is way back. I'm saying in 1999 12th शायद मेरा पास हुआ है. So it is one of those मैं शायद tops में था. So I think वो failure बच्चों से ज़्यादा is the family which needs to accept it and then process it, and they have to actually give support to that kid because kid उस time पे mentally actually broke होता है. Because for that age, if it is less than 12th, for example engineering में कितनी बार भी fail हो फर्क ही नहीं पड़ा था. मतलब क्योंकि KTs आते थे, मतलब year down नहीं हुआ, but then there are a lot of backlogs which I used to have, but then you were used to it then. क्योंकि तुमको पता था कि कुछ नहीं होता. It's okay, you'll get through. And I got through in the 4 years only, मतलब without year doing, but then it's again that time, मतलब 16-17 साल का बच्चा actually मेरे ख्याल से बहुत ही नाजुक रहता है technically, mentally.
Yes.
You are not so strong mentally. Absolutely. You're still there in terms of understanding what life is. So मुझे अभी याद नहीं आ रहा है, but then what I feel that it might have been my family who has actually helped me mentally to cope up with it. And it has actually given me that core कि कुछ नहीं होता.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So that made you comfortable and okay with
the failure. Yeah. So बहुत
and,
जल्दी मैं
and,
actually
and probably that is also something that led you to taking a risk and starting something because you were okay with failing, right?
नहीं, मतलब I will just give you one more. It's not so simple in India. I'm telling you back. So when I started, I was married. I had a kid. So I started late 30s में, हाँ, मतलब I was 30 plus. तो मेरी बेटी पैदा हो चुकी थी. I exactly remember it. And then I started. So what happens here? It's आप कुछ भी करो, आप पहले 2-3 साल you cannot make money in business. You have to give that time to. So, but then you have to do the financial planning. It's not only about the risk taking. You have to be wise enough to कि कितना भी रिस्क लो, घर के खर्चे तो आएंगे. दूध वाला आएगा, बिजली वाला आएगा, everything will come. मतलब business तुम कर रहे हो, वो नहीं कर रहे. They have to get their money. So they will not. So for me it was my wife took that responsibility because she is working. कि तू 2 साल ले ले. So that's what which we discussed earlier कि अंदर घुसना इजी रहता है पर बाहर निकलना भी उतना मुश्किल है. So it was clear cut for me and my wife, or which we discussed as a family, कि मैं 2 या 3 साल ट्राई करता हूँ. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, I will go back to the job because 2-3 साल में I will be still relevant to the market. क्योंकि 2-3 साल के बाद टेक्नोलॉजी शिफ्ट, सब कुछ शिफ्ट होता है, and then you might have to start even lower than what you had left. क्योंकि then you are not relevant to the market. तो apart from risk taking, बहुत कुछ और चलता है. मतलब it's not on the surface that it's only the risk taking which we keep saying that, but risk taking के साथ में बहुत सारी चीजें और भी है. You have to deal with social factors. आपको आपका family देखना पड़ता है. Whether you're financially sound, आपके पास उतनी savings है कि आप 3 साल चला पाओगे without getting into trouble. तो सारी चीजें, it's not only one layer. There are a lot of layers to it. I'm sure. So somebody telling you it's only that he has risk. But okay, so the business person or the entrepreneur, if he's starting in mid-20s, maybe after the grads or after PG, so they have highest ability to take risk at that time. Parents are still working. घर का कोई खर्चा नहीं है. You're not married technically. Most of us, मतलब there might be exceptions, but at least India में अभी grads तक कोई शादीशुदा नहीं होता. तो आपके ऊपर वो एडिशनल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है, सो यू कैन टेक द चांस, क्योंकि तेरे को सिर्फ अपने आप को या तेरे मतलब पालना है, यू डोंट हैव टू टेक केयर ऑफ योर फैमिलीज, एक्सेप्शंस मतलब आर देयर, आई एम नॉट सेइंग, बट जनरलाइज में दैट्स द बेस्ट टाइम इफ यू वांट टू स्टार्ट, दैट्स व्हाई वी से दैट कि उस टाइम पे यू कैन स्टार्ट इजीली, so उस टाइम पे then the risk is only the risk taking factor,
less बंधन रहता है, less expectations रहते हैं,
and you're into that time zone जब तुम्हारे पास risk taking बहुत high होता है, because you're high on hormones also, let's accept that also, क्योंकि by 30s or late 30s you're lot matured, you have seen lot of life, तो उस सब में I think कि that's the time zone, but doesn't mean that you cannot start late. I have started late, so there are pros and cons of starting early, because then they don't have the other side of the experience where they understand कि business कैसे चल रहा है, so but there are a lot of, I can keep talking about it, I don't want to take too much of time for that.
So this was absolutely lovely. Another question comes to my mind is, when you made this shift of moving from a corporate job and starting Ecocari, and like you said that अंदर घुसना आसान होता है in a entrepreneurship sort of a setup, but moving out is difficult. What is it that really goes inside your mind at that point of time? What are some of those internal chatter that you're also fighting in that time, and how do you think growing up children can be readied for being so mentally strong in such situations?
बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन है, I need to think, because what's happening here, it's not only the mental strength, it again boils down to how much financial background you have to take care of those formative years of the company, because the company might not generate too much of revenue which you can support and take some money back to the home,
right?
तो वो एक टाइम पर रहता है. Second, what I felt, I thought that I missed in the last conversation was from a lot of those TV shows which are glorifying startup now, lot of funding events and which are happening across OTTs as well as in the TVs.
Correct.
Nobody talks about the mental health of the people who are getting into it. Because on every first you might go through depression, क्योंकि बैंक में पैसा नहीं है, but तुझे पैसा देना है first को, because the salaries you have to disburse. So be sure about that. There will be challenges across. So if you're okay, get into it. But then if you feel that you have seen some big short offices and you want to start with that flashy lifestyle, better get into the job, because in startup you might have to do everything when you start. मतलब मैंने झाड़ू भी लगाया, मैंने सब कुछ किया होगा, मैंने सामान भी उठाया है, मैंने वीविंग भी की हुई है, मैंने टेलरिंग भी की हुई है. I have learned it every, because I knew that कि कोई नहीं रहेगा तो I have to get into that job, because you are short on resources when you start. So over the period of the challenge थोड़े अलग रहेंगे, but challenges are there. For example, when I started, the challenges were different. When right now there are challenges, but the set of challenges shifted, and even the magnitude of the challenge also shifts. For example, पहले मेरे को लाख रुपए डिस्बर्स करना पड़ता था, अभी मेरे को 10 लाख डिस्बर्स करना per month. So it has shifted. So just to add to that, which we said that we need to talk about that. There are a lot of mental challenges in this business side. It's not that rosy what everybody sees. Funding मिला, ये मिला. Funding के बाद में जो pressures होते हैं, nobody talks about it. तुमको किसी ने पैसा दिया तो तुम्हारी जान भी खाएगा.
Correct.
That's how it works.
So what you're saying is that when in schools, when children are being fancied by startups and the entire ecosystem, like with series like Shark Tank and all of these, you're saying that we should also talk about certain case studies at what really goes in the mind of the founder and the challenges that they face.
Or even there are some what we call it, कुछ failure के भी case studies हो सकते हैं ना. Was it always success? I don't understand it. There can be some of the case studies why he failed. It is not always the person.
Correct.
It can be कि उस बंदे ने इस time पे decision error किया, and that led to the downfall. For example, कल ही एक agri का business बंद हुआ है, which was 15,000 plus ये valuation पे. They closed yesterday. So it's not that कि उस बंदे को आता ही नहीं है कुछ. अगर उसको आता नहीं तो 15,000 करोड़ तक valuation ही नहीं आ पाती थी उस company की. So it has कहीं ना कहीं पे कुछ, या Byju's. Why is not that show to the kids? And what I actually genuinely feel in India, or if you see, because I was just going through कल ही में कोई रील था तो देन आई मूव टू YouTube, दैट्स हाउ आई डू. अगर मेरे को कोई रील का कुछ कंटेंट अच्छा लगा, I'll search that on YouTube so that I can find that longer version of it.
Right.
So they were talking about कि जापान में बच्चों को फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी दिया जाता है एंड दे हैव द बैंक अकाउंट्स. मतलब इवन ए किड हैज अ बैंक अकाउंट एंड दे हैव टू मैनेज इट ऑन देयर ओन. इंडिया में 18 साल से पहले तो बैंक अकाउंट ही नहीं खोल सकते. So for example, if I want to give the financial literacy to my kid, how will I give it to her? तो मुझे 18 साल वेट ही करना पड़ेगा उसका बैंक अकाउंट खोलने के लिए. और there are a lot of other things which you can do, but why can't it be included into primary and secondary schools as a subject? कि तुमको इन्वेस्ट कैसे करना है, तुमको पैसे कैसे बचाने हैं, how much should you save, how much should you spend. मतलब there's a formulas to everything as of now, but नहीं बताया जाता है. इनफैक्ट मेरे को तो लेट 30s में पता चला कि ऐसा भी कुछ होता है.
Correct.
Because you're never exposed to it. So as an economy or as in a country, awareness के साथ में, I think financial literacy is one thing which we are heavily missing for हमारी generation के लिए, and it should be included कहीं ना कहीं.
You're also a parent.
Yeah.
And you know, your daughter goes to school.
Yes.
If in these changing times, if you had to if you had the magic wand to infuse certain things into the education ecosystem or redesign the education ecosystem, what are some of those things that you will bring from your life, or you feel that because of the changing times are much needed in today's schooling ecosystem or children growing up?
I think maybe primary के बाद में, if you're asking me, it should be that kids should be able to pick and choose the subjects. हर किसी को डॉक्टर नहीं बनना, हर किसी को इंजीनियर नहीं बनना, बट देन मैंडेटरी तुमको 10th तक साइंस है वो पढ़ना है. Can they pick and choose? Okay. I'm not sure how it works. It might be, there might be some ill effects of it also.
Sure.
Because कुछ basic science पता होना चाहिए, किसको basic maths पता होना चाहिए. Not saying that no to it, but somehow can it be as an additional subject which they have to go through, but then the main is picked and. For example, मेरी बेटी को arts and craft में अच्छा लगता है. She's not good with math. She is good with maths and science, but she doesn't want to. So can they pick and choose? And then second, can financial literacy be made compulsory with every school and every year? And I think from pre-primary से भी अगर start करो तो उनसे start कर लो. जैसे हम पहले वो गुल्ला क्या फिर वो जो भी करते थे. So that was actually Indian way of teaching बच्चों को savings and all that. So but then can it be formalized now? कि बच्चों को पूरा ही सिखाया जाए स्कैम्स के बारे में जितने हो रहे हैं अभी. But they need to be exposed and educated about it. It's not that कि 18 साल के बाद में उसको पहली बार स्कैम होएगी तो उसको पता चलेगा.
Correct.
So can they be actually given that kind of education कि what are the ways somebody can take money from your accounts? तो basic वाली चीजें जो है at least can we include them into the education system, which can make a difference, what I feel.
And how do you think sustainability can become a very important part of the schooling space? And
it is somehow as of now, because that's why we get a lot of schools here, because it's mandated by government as of now कि उनको शायद साल में एक बार या कुछ तो करना होता है, and environment as a subject is also there in हमारे बच्चे को तो है.
Correct.
So if it is in CBSE तो I am assuming it will be on the all private schools also.
Correct.
So it is there. So but now वो एज सब्जेक्ट के जैसे लिया जा रहा है क्या फिर तुमको पास करने के लिए ले रहे हैं. बट अगेन कैन इट बी मोर एक्सपीरियंशियल देन क्लासरूम वाला सब्जेक्ट कि बच्चों को लेके जाओ. फॉर एग्जांपल हमारे पास लेके जाओ, देयर आर 100+ थिंग्स व्हिच आर हैपनिंग अक्रॉस इंडिया, तो उनका एजुकेशन दे सकते हो कि कैन दे कम एंड go to the schools.
So you're open to getting schools to come here and visit, and how do schools reach out to you?
So we have our numbers on the website. They come, they do. It can be only visit if they want to do the process. They want to donate. All these things are there. So हमारी website है ecokari.org पे, so they can come. They have, it's all mentioned what we can do with them.
Brilliant.
So that's already there.
Yeah. Thank you, Nandan ji, for this conversation.